I guess I should ride with Lex.
Talk about man. It's about time, so no pressure to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get the wrong, but you get another legacy.
If I done do the shit, when I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. See you down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took her off, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, sold your seat for some bloody beef. True nation, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so no pressure to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send the curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's a melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send the curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's a melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. That they don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Sorry, one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I read it's another victory. Like different niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send the curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send the curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
I ain't finna tell y'all how I got away with this shit.
If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And if she leave a priest, I won't miss her. I'ma put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goes. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a sick from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. Now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You a civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I ain't regular out. You's a regular out. Took that bitch back. And she done fed you out. Look how you living out. You look scary out. Can't fuck that bitch right. Cause she be getting nailed out. You won't forgive her, ain't it? You wanna love her, don't you? Just know that love ain't for you. It's for the world, homie. I got some real homies. We don't pretend, homie. Isupk, one West, we kicking field goals. Let that bitch lead, ho. She got them D's, though. With a little steak and ass pussy, she be going beast mode. She HIV, ho. You dirty ass skeet, ho. Don't get that shit up out your chest, bitch. Say what you gonna do now, what you gonna say now, what you gonna do to me? It is UPK, I'm shot too deep, it's better Google me. I put these girls all in my training camp like I relieve. I say what I do and I do what I say, bitch, what the fuck you mean? If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And if she leave a piece, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it, oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I get paper, bro. Got my standards up. You a munchkin out. Catching these out. Check my favorite out. I'm a player out. These niggas top block. Taking lead out. You shouldn't be worried about these broke ass bitches. And don't compare yourself to simp ass niggas. Had to shine a light on these desperate ass women. Cause they be tripping hard, acting like they different. But a bit be basic, bit be horn and bit be naked. Faking, stankin', the shame is dirty. My bit be faking. I don't get too fucks about you. I wouldn't have put no baby in you. Bit be saying they got that paper, look, they let me in. Done caught the penalty, hit my energy, got me feeling me. Ice hitting on them, these diamond teeth that's into me. And I'm getting right and I'm stacking up and I'm getting to it. And these niggas hate but they can't touch cause I'm bulletproof. If for more, right, that's good business. She look good but hang with dumb bitches. Till I'm way too fly for one sister. And if she leave a piece, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it, oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out.
Goddamn, love them age damn dick, she love, nigga. Ain't no taking nothing back. Cause I ain't regular out.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head off, nigga.
I read where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, and I ain't listening, is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. So I war, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you will never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Testing. All right. Most High Christ. All right, get the Lord a hand. Let's see what we got here. If you can hear me, can you put a 1 in the chat? So I can. The sound is still up. All righty. We're gonna get down to it. Let's see what we got today. All right. So current events, what we got going on? What we got going on for current events? Let me see. Current events. Oh, it's been a lot of shootings and stuff. A lot of people getting shot. I don't know if it's like that's a global thing or if it's just California, but there was also a truck accident that had happened out here in Ontario. And so they're saying that it was from an East Indian immigrant, and he was pretty much high on methamphetamines. And that's crazy because it's like all of this harassment that you got going on for our Hispanic brothers and sisters, like, you know what I mean? They're literally going into their neighborhoods, like hunting them down, picking people out of schools. I just seen a video of a 16-year-old that was heading to school. He got pulled off the streets. You know what I mean? They're doing all of this to our Hispanic brothers and sisters, and yet what they should be aiming towards is, you know what I mean, outside of God's chosen people. And yet we're the ones that get hunted. That's all for a reason. We get hunted like that because this is our oppressor's way of trying to get his country back. This is our oppressor's way of trying to establish his seat on the necks of God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? In order for our oppressor, who is, you know what I mean, the white man, in order for him to have success, in order for him to have rulership, he has to conquer the most special people that are on this planet Earth, which is why he's not aiming towards Russia, which is why he's not aiming towards China. He's bombing Venezuelan fish boats, you know what I mean, harassing so-called Hispanics on the streets. All this is all for a reason. Our oppressor understands who they need to rule over. They know who the chosen people are. They know who deserves rulership in this earth. I mean, for them, Russia's not a threat. China's not a threat. The people that are in this country who have nothing, who have no weapons of mass destruction, no army, we're the ones who get harassed. We're the ones who get targeted. You get what I'm saying? That's all for a reason. I had some current events. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, so what does it say? It says in Texas, a black vote now counts as 1/5 of a white vote, which, you know what I mean, it's in the Constitution that, you know what I mean, blacks are 1/5 of a man. So that's really not changed anything that's really going on. What else? Oh yeah, Lord be with Benjamin out there with the hurricanes going on. You know what I'm saying? This is our time to, you know what I mean, really invest into calling out for mercy for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not going to get mercy from our oppressors. What at least we can try to do is try to get mercy from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is the only one that can save us from this mayhem that's going on out in the world today. Let's see. Okay. America cut ties with Canada. U.S. 04 unalive 6 on a boat yesterday. Okay. So, yeah, we pretty much went through all the current events topics that are going on. Let's get down to the serpent. Let's see. So within let's see. All right. Within everything we just pretty much just talked about, food stamps going out. Oh yeah. Food stamps going out. It's going to be a lot of shoplifting going on, obviously. You know what I mean? In a time period where America's trying to regain money, they are targeting the people in the country and yet spending billions and billions of dollars outside the country. It's crazy. What else? Halloween. Okay, so Halloween is coming up. Usually we would do a class about Halloween, right? But because it's pretty much later on within this weekend, what's today? Today's 28th, so it's like 3-4 days, or 3 days. But we usually get into the topic of Halloween. I'll give a quick breakdown so we can get into the topic. Halloween is just it's a way of, it's like a Memorial Day for our oppressor. You get what I'm saying? This is a day that has been passed down from, because usually we'll do a class with just a history of Halloween, how it started, why it is a sin to celebrate Halloween, but it's pretty much obvious within the realms of this time. But I'll give a quick breakdown of what Halloween is real quick. That way we can step into the topic. But Halloween is just it's how we have our Memorial Days for Israelites that we celebrate, that comes out of the Bible. This is like a Memorial Day for Esau. You know what I'm saying? This is for the Celtic people. They created this day that they felt like the spiritual realm and the physical realm, the barrier that blocks the spiritual realm and the physical realm breaks, so that there will be coinciding of spirits and physical all together, right? So the people would dress up as spirits. They would leave gifts and turnips with candles on them in their on their front porches. You know what I mean? Pretty much everything you see that we do today. Only thing that we do differently is we use pumpkins, because pumpkins were native to the American land. So we don't use squash and turnips anymore. We use pumpkins. That's how you get the jack-o'-lanterns and all of that nonsense. But because of it also has something to do with fertility as well. Like it was like a day, because our oppressors always had issues with, you know what I mean, breeding. So the fertility thing, like they would have weird gestures that they would do to analyze if you're going to be pregnant that year or not, okay, or what the gender of the child was going to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's just some weird stuff, but this is heathen culture. But our people, we have the spirit of a heathen on us. Our people are the ones who go out, who dress up. We think it's fun. We think it's all fun and games. We go out and we support this Memorial Day to the Celtic people. And you know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of things that come from the stem of the whole situation when it goes to All Hallows Eve all the way down to Halloween. And it's a whole bunch of things that change all the way through it. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, what's going on? There's a whole bunch of things that change within the whole scenario of it. But Halloween is a day of our oppressor. The Lord tells us to envy not thou our oppressor. He tells us not to follow his ways. So following his ways and following our oppressor is just it's a sin. It's a sin to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has given us Memorial Days. He's given us High Holy Days. Those days we are supposed to celebrate. Okay. We're not supposed to be out here dressing up, thinking that it's cool, it's fun for the kids, whatever. There's always consequences. You're going to hear about a lot of drunken massacres that are going on within this weekend. People are going to be unalived. People are going to drive themselves into another vehicle, intoxicated. There's going to be a lot of things that's going on. Hey, Shalom Christ, what's going on, Lot? So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of things that happens this weekend, and I mean, obviously, it's the consequences of doing the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? We're taught as children not to go to strangers' houses and, you know what I mean, accept anything that a stranger offers us, but yet on this particular day, this is the day where we can go get candy from strangers, and people are sick out there. People want to harm children. People want to harm people. People want to do it on just the purpose of feeling powerful, having some type of control of unaliving somebody or harming someone or poisoning someone. You get what I'm saying? But this is the evil that comes with being wicked. That's the evil that comes with it, is those particular things. This is why the Lord tells us not to be like the heathen. Okay. Now, the fact of the matter is, as being targeted at this particular moment by our oppressor and being cut off from all these things, you would think that our people would not even want to celebrate our oppressors' Memorial Days, their days of memorabilia. You would think that our people would try to steer away from the Thanksgivings, the Easters, the Christmases, and the Halloweens. You would think our people want to steer away from these things, but and yet our people are trying to find ways to get around not having to having for these Memorial Days for our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Our people are trying to figure out, well, we're not getting food stamps now, so what are we supposed to do for Thanksgiving? We're not getting Section 8 no more, so what are we supposed to do for Christmas? You get what I'm saying? Our oppressor does not care. He can care less about your loyalty to him, because he has no loyalty to you. He cares less about your loyalty to him. He only wants your resources and the things you have, and he wants you to be oppressed. He wants your oppression as well. So we got to stop as a community, as a nation, supporting the things that tend to go out and harm us, to go out of their way and harm us. We got to wake up as a community and be like, you know what? The church is taking all my money, not showing no appreciation. This is not where the Lord dwells. The America is a place that is taking all my money, not caring about if I live or whether I die, if I have it, whether I don't have it. They don't care about none of those things. So why should I care about the things that they do? You get what I'm saying? Why should I care? Why should I care about the things that they do if everything that's going on in my life, they're the cause of this pain and this suffering that I'm having? So why should I care? Why should I stay devout to them? Why should I stay loyal to them if they're not loyal to me? You know what I'm saying? We've been saying for years, for decades, not to celebrate these holidays. We've been saying for decades not to be loyal to your oppressor, not to get up and vote, not to do all these things to show your devout spirit to this country. But and yet we still get up and we still go out and we still reassure that our oppressor's nation flourishes. You know what I mean? So we still continue to be guinea pigs. We still continue to just try to work it out, even though our oppressors is doing as much as they can to reassure that we don't have a shot into society. You get what I'm saying? So now here we are now. Now you're seeing the effects of that. Now you're starting. It doesn't really take effect on the things that you've been warned about until it actually hits your household. That's how selfish our people are today. It has nothing to do with us being a nation. It has nothing to do with our people being in shambles and in poverty. It has nothing to do with that. Our people are just concerned with themselves and what's going on in their household. And this is what destruction has led us into. You get what I'm saying? Because now it's at the point where we're not going to be able to make it without each other. We're not going to be able to just have to thrive solo dolo on these streets. Like, it's not going to work like that. All oppressors have always stuck together and reassured that white supremacy has always been flourishing, and they're going to continue to do that. So we have to be a nation that gets together, and we have to unlock this power that the Lord has given us, because brotherhood is a weapon. You get what I'm saying? Brotherhood is a weapon, and brotherhood is going to get us through these trying times. But and yet, until we figure out what true brotherhood is, what true sisterhood is, we're never going to be able to get through these trying times. We're too busy trying to include people who don't give a damn about us, people that are already under a system that is built to reassure that they have a shot at being on top, regardless of whatever the circumstances are. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Shalom Lord Christ, Adawan, what's going on, sir? So this is what we need to understand. It's time for us to get together. It's time for us to stop celebrating those wicked holidays, Halloweens, and trying, like, women out here trying to find any reason to be a slut, put on any type of small clothing where they can, you know what I mean, reveal themselves and feel like they feel beautiful because they're the ones that are the most sexual out here. You get what I'm saying? Like, all this stuff that I'm speaking about, it all leads into our topic, which is we're going to be talking about the serpent in the garden, right? And I don't even want to say the serpent in the garden. We're just going to be talking about the serpent. This is what our class is going to be about. Okay. So let's get into the serpent, because I mean, it's pretty obvious. If you're here, you already know, you know what I mean? It's not like we sitting over here speaking to a bunch of Christians, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you hear, you already know that the serpent was not an actual snake. And if you don't know that, if it's like you're barely tuning in or anything like that, we're going to get into that right now. But the serpent was absolutely not an actual snake. The serpent in the garden with Adam and Eve was not a snake. We're going to detail it, and then we're going to go throughout the Bible when this serpent is being spoken about. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. So we're going to go to Genesis. Genesis, what is it? Chapter 3? Genesis chapter 3. Let's go. Let's get there. So yeah, let's get into this topic. I'm gonna need at least a good hour and 15, and then I gotta head somewhere. Okay, so we're at Genesis chapter 3. Now we're talking about Adam and Eve in the garden, Adam and Eve in a territory, in a place. Now, this is an obvious fact. There were people on earth with Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were not the only people on earth. That's an obvious fact. What else? The Adam and Eve had parents. They weren't the first people on earth. They weren't the only people on earth. Okay. This is Christian folklore that created these Christian Catholic folklore that created these myths about what's going on in the Bible. The problem about what is going on when we read about this Bible, not reading of the Bible is the problem. The problem with the teachings that our oppressor has given us about the this particular how can I say? I don't want to say story, but this record in the Bible is that our oppressor has taken everything that was written and taken it literal. Our oppressor, come on now, like we just got done speaking about Halloween. Halloween, they think that the barrier broke between the physical and spiritual realm, so that now you're walking around with dead people being able to conversate, talk. They think that dead people eat food and drink, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at our so-called Hispanic brothers and sisters when they do the Day of the Dead. Like they inherited those imaginations of how people live. You know what I'm saying? Like our people will sit over here and think like our oppressors do. They will think that a dead person will come from whatever realm they're in to come eat, drink, and be amongst you. You know what I mean? But the Bible tells us that, you know what I mean, the dead know nothing. That God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. This is what the Bible tells us. So all these things were passed down from generation to generation, a lie that is written about what this Bible is truly speaking about. So Adam and Eve were amongst nations around them. They were surrounded by nations around them. They weren't the only people on earth, right? So Genesis chapter 3 is speaking about a serpent. This serpent, as we read it, we're going to know that this serpent is a man. This serpent is someone who's trying to deceive, and we're going to get into the deceiving in a second. Oh, shoot. All right, so let's get into it. The book of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1, it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. Now, our oppressor takes that literal. But the thing that we know is that the serpent is not a beast. You know what I'm saying? A serpent is a reptile. A serpent is a snake. And a serpent, when they say it's more subtle, it means it's like it's a devious person. It's a real devious person. It's like a polite, or who else was like a real good scammer? Like an African Bambata or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like someone who's just like real slick on what they tell you. You get what I'm saying? So it says is the most subtle than any beast of the field, means that he was more devious than anybody that was around in that area at that time. It was real devious, real slick with what he was bringing out. Okay. Than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, now, here we go. Our oppressor has convinced us that animals speak. You get what I'm saying? Our oppressors have convinced us that a snake could slither into your room and literally have a conversation with you. Why? Is because they don't understand how our people speak. They don't understand how our people communicate. When I say, what's up, dog, I'm not really talking to a dog. When I say, what's some other stuff? Oh, look at that chick over there. I'm not talking about an actual chicken. Look at, what's some other stuff? It's plenty of different things that we can bring up, that things that are used as an analogy to describe something. Okay. But if I say rat, if I call somebody a rat, I'm speaking about a snitch. I'm speaking about like a disloyal person. You get what I'm saying? This is how we speak. But for some reason, we have grown to believe that it was literal in those times. Why? Because we thought when we were in the world that white people were speaking. Every time when I imagine in my head, hey, Shalom of Christ, what's going on, y'all? We got young man Leonard, Trooper Yaharma Maya. It's like if I butcher that. What's going on? How y'all doing, man? So we were convinced that, like, okay, when I was younger, I used to think that all the people that were pioneers in the Bible, I thought they were white. I never imagined black people speaking. So when you think of a white person speaking, you think of a literal. This is literal. This is really actually something that's happening. We thought that snakes spoke. You get what I'm saying? So it says, yea, hath God said, oh yeah, okay. And verse 2. And the woman said, oh no, I skipped it. Salakia. And he said unto the woman, ye hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. So this is where the deviousness is coming from, right? He's asking a question which he already knows the answer to. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So what we're speaking about when they're talking about eating of the fruit, it's speaking, hey, Shalom of Christ, what's going on? I don't want Karadazak stepped in. Okay, so when he's talking about this fruit, they're talking about the fruit of knowledge. Now, we know literally that there is absolutely no tree that grows knowledge. So at least a fruit that is called knowledge or anything like that. We know that that's not existent. And yet when we were under the mind spell of Christianity, we thought that trees grew knowledge and that this tree of knowledge was bad to eat because God wanted us to not have knowledge. You get what I'm saying? Like, it sounds ridiculous now, but back then when we were in the world, we believed that this folklore was real. We believed that it was true. But really what this conversation is that's being had is, let me make an example. I'll make an example in a second, but this conversation that's being had just at a literal point is that, oh, you're not supposed to learn about this and that. You're not supposed to do this and that, because that's where the knowledge comes from. You learning about different things. The Lord's telling you not to learn those things, or not to be, when he says not to touch it, he's saying not to be invested into it, not to do those things. And otherwise you will die, right? So this is what the conversation that's being had at the moment, right? Okay, so it says, verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not truly die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So this is the thing. In this conversation, this is where the subtle advice is coming from. He's saying that, oh, if you learn those things, it's not going to kill you. Actually, if you learn those things, it's going to make you way more intellectual. It's going to make you way more wiser. You're going to know so much more, because there's so much more than outside of what God has taught you. There's so much more of outside of what the instructions that you were given. Don't you know that this is one of the examples. Don't you know that the black woman is God? Don't you know that the black woman was the first of all beings, and she gives life to every creature on earth? This is what he's saying when you should be like gods. This is one of the main things that our people fall into is wanting to be on the level of God. You know what I mean? That's a heathen spirit right there. But he's saying you're not just going to be wise, and it's not just going to be a better life for you to know that the black woman is God, and you know what I mean, Ra is king, and you know what I mean, black power comes from Africa, and whoopty whoop whoop. You know what I mean? All this different stuff that we still hear in this day. This is the game that he's breaking down, right? So I would say, I'll get to that in a second. Okay. I'll get to that in a second. And it says, verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Now, a lot of people, now this is pretty much saying that she took all that information and she went with it. Oh yeah, well, the black woman must be God. If she's the one that gives birth and whoopty whoop whoop, she must be the first of all creators and whoopty whoop whoop. You know what I mean? Now, the thing about it is how she particularly got her husband, who was literally given the instructions from the Lord and passed it down to to Eve, how she was able to get it, you know, because a man's weakness could be his woman. You know what I'm saying? That's like it's not something that is just, it was like it's just something that couldn't have been. What isn't it? Adam was being a simp. Adam was just simping over his rib. You know what I'm saying? She probably told him some stuff that easily got him invested to it. Like if you got like an example that you could speak of right now, it's kind of like, oh yeah, well, oh, I'm a Scorpio. So if I'm a Scorpio, then that must mean that I'm freaky. So if Scorpios are the most freakiest of this planet, then I must be a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. I must be real freaky. And this is an easy way to get your husband to get invested into it, because he's like, oh, you a Scorpio, you freaky. So wait. So you tell me just show me exactly what you mean by that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not hard for a man to, you know what I mean, to be weak in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? But when you thinking about what do you call that again? Horoscopes and all that stuff like that. That is heathen ritual. That's heathen nation stuff. That's knowledge of things that potentially lead to death. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you smarter. It makes you more unwise. As many times as you see people out here, oh, I'm not going to date this person because they're a Gemini. I'm not going to date this person. Like it's stupidity. So really, that serpent, that person giving all this free game of nonsense, was just making Eve more dumber. Right. So this is the conversation that's been had. Now let's see. But yeah, those are like little, like, that's not the literal conversation because it's not said in the Bible, but there's just little examples of how this conversation could be dealt. Now we do know that the fruit of the tree is just teachings of things outside of the instructions of God. Now you go into the instructions of God, he tells us not to follow the ways of the heathen. He tells us not to follow all these ways of people who we are not a part of. You get what I'm saying? Now the Lord makes nations, and he was making a nation out of Adam, right? But because they learn these things, this is how they experience death. And death is just, you can be spiritually dead. It doesn't mean that, oh, because, you know what I mean, because they learn these different things, now they're just going to up and die. No, you can be spiritually dead. You can be spiritually dead. You can be physically dead. Look what happened to Abel. His own brother unalived him. That's death. That is walking dead. When you have, not only do you lose a child, but you lose a child from, no, they weren't children, but you lose your child from your other child. You know what I'm saying? Now your other child gets banished and has to leave and goes about being a roamer of the earth in how can I say, losing their favoritism, well, not favoritism, but losing their zeal of the Most High. That's a tough pill to swallow. You get what I'm saying? That is death. That can lead you into spiritually being dead, because you're depressed, you're sad, you're weeping. You know what I mean? That's a spiritual death. So they experience these things because they decided to learn the ways of things that the Lord told you to stay away from. And when they hid themselves and found out they were naked, just means that found that they were exposed. They were exposed to these things, and the Lord seen them. The Lord seen exactly what they were up to. And they try to hide themselves within the cultures of different nations. They try to hide themselves in they try to hide themselves in a they try to hide themselves under heathen cultural things. You know what I'm saying? Probably a dashiki, or, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. but things that are not of what the Lord gives us. You get what I'm saying? So let's keep going. That's them trying to hide themselves because they felt like they were naked. That's all that stuff. But like I said, our oppressor, they take things literal. So let's get into why this is not a serpent. Let's go. So there's a whole bunch of different examples in the Bible that speak about things being beast, Israel being sheep, Judah being lion. You know what I'm saying? Like this is metaphoric. This is not literal. It's just how us as blacks and Hispanics speak. We're not literal when we speak of, when we explain certain things. But when you get conquered, when you get overshadowed by your oppressor, they're going to take your records and they're going to make it into what they feel is reality, right? All right, so we're going to let's go to Psalms 58:3. Psalms 58 and verse 3. All right. So no, that's good. The book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 3, it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. Okay, follow along. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Right? So this is speaking about the wicked. The wicked are estranged, that speak lies, and their poison is like a serpent. This is exactly the same type of like a serpent that we're speaking about in Genesis. You know what I mean? And when they're speaking about the poison, they're speaking about the things that can get you unalive, things that can get you killed out here. You know what I'm saying? When you're out here thinking that gangbanging is a productive way of being able to be known in your community, you have been poisoned. When you think that being a whore is beneficial because you no longer have to deal with the effects of being lied to, being so-called cheated on, and all those things like that, you have been poisoned. When you feel as if, because weed comes out the earth, it's okay for me to abuse it and get it as high as possible whenever I want to because it's a natural herb from the earth, you have been poisoned. This is the poison from the serpent that Eve was given when she was in the garden. You get what I'm saying? This is that poison. And this is what does it say? The wicked are estranged from the womb. They are astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like poison of a serpent. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about in the Bible. You can't take things literal and think that, oh yeah, well, because of this battle between God and the devil came down and disguised himself as a serpent. So now all serpents got cursed and they don't walk anymore, and because the devil is able to use the serpent. That's all Catholic and Christian folklore. That is a fake story that was spoken. You get what I'm saying? Your ways of celebrating Halloween and celebrating Christmas and, you know what I mean, being at these Halloween parties dressed up and ready to put yourself out there to be seen and be noticed. This is the same poison that you have been being fed by your oppressor. And those things eventually lead you into death. Because when has it not been death for us in this place? When has it not been death for Blacks, Hispanics around the world? All we do is get unalived. All we do is die. You get what I'm saying? So when has it not been death for us? It's always been consequences to the actions that we've taken. Always. It's never just a fun road all the way trip. Like, no, it's always been since the time of our disobedience, it's always been us dying. And the Lord doesn't want us to die. That's why the Lord gave us instructions on how not to die. But the only way not to die is that you have to follow those instructions. You get what I'm saying? But us wanting to eat the fruit of knowledge, he wanted us to learn the ways of our oppressor, wanted us to do the ways of our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? This is what's leading us into being destroyed, being unalived. You know what I'm saying? So what we got? Let me see. I'll read that next. Okay, so let's go to Ezekiel. We can go to Ezekiel right now. Let's see. So should I give you guys, I'm gonna give y'all some precepts on Genesis. Since we read Genesis about the serpent, I'm gonna read Ezekiel real quick, and then I'll give y'all some precepts about things that are metaphorically kind, most definitely. I'm gonna give us some precepts on things that were in the garden that they were speaking about being created by the dust. What else? The breath of life. I'll give some quick precepts on those because it's just showing that things are not so literal. Things are being written allegorically. Like when you read Revelations, you don't take that literal. And yet, for some reason, our oppressor read Genesis and thought that everything in there was literal speaking. And it just makes no sense at all. But let's go to Ezekiel chapter 31 and verse 3. Ezekiel 31 verse. Matter of fact, we'll start at 1. We'll start at 1. It's gonna be some reading, but we'll start at 1. Now, this is Ezekiel speaking in the same manner of allegory. Okay. Now we have to have an understanding that things can be explained in a metaphorical manner. Things with getting the point across. Some like Christ even spoke in a lot of parables. You get what I'm saying? So to get things across, he spoke in parables to be able to avoid people who are outside of the nation to be able to understand. You know what I'm saying? Or people who just had a way of, because people who have a way of wickedness to not understand as well. Because a lot of our people, they got so much of a spirit of Esau on them. Like there's absolutely nothing we can do to fix them. It's just unless they want that willpower to be able to fix themselves, they're gonna hate their people, they're gonna hate themselves, and they're never going to be able to understand these scriptures. They're always going to have some type of fight within their spirit on what these scriptures actually mean. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, at the end of the day, things are being spoken in allegories in order to be able to get a point across without having to actually say it. You get what I'm saying? So now Ezekiel 31, we're gonna start at 1, probably end off at it's gonna be a couple of scriptures, but I'll make it quick though. All right, so Ezekiel 31 and verse 1, it says, and it came to pass in the 11th year, in the 3rd month, in the 1st day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his multitude, whom art thou like in thy greatness? Behold, the Assyrian was a cedar in Lebanon, with fair branches, and with a shadowing shrew, and of an high stature, and his top was among the thick boughs. Now, this is the thing. What we're seeing is, speaking of the Lord comparing Assyrian to a cedar tree, saying that this tree is massive, it's high, it's got a lot of branches. It's just saying that this tree has a lot of followers. It has a lot of power. It has a lot of command. America is a high cedar tree right now because America has a lot of say so and a lot of power. And regardless of whatever our people see that we feel like what should be in right and wrong, America is going to continue to do whatever it wants. Okay. So this is what this is speaking about. It's not speaking about a literal tree. It tells you who he's speaking about, right? So it says the waters made him great. The deep set him up on high with her rivers, running round about his plants, and sent out her little rivers unto all the trees of the field. Therefore his height was exalted above all the trees of the field, and his boughs were multiplied, and his branches became long because of the multitude of the waters. When he shot forth, all the fowls of the heaven made their nest in his boughs, and under his branches did all the beasts of the field bring forth their young, and under his shadow dwelt all great nations. Thus was he fair in his greatness, in the length of his branches, for his root was by great waters. The cedars in the garden of God could not hide him. The fir trees were not like his boughs, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden of God was like unto him in his beauty. So he's saying that, not saying that all these trees are just being compared to nations, to people. You get what I'm saying? And they're saying that no one was as great as this tree. No one was as great as this tree. Okay. Let's see. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches. So made him fair by the multitude of his branches, but by the things around him, the people around him. You get what I'm saying? Let's see. Nor any tree. Oh, dang. I think I lost my spot. So I can. Branches so that all the trees of Eden. Okay. I didn't read that. Nor any tree in the garden of God was like unto him in his beauty. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of God envied him. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast lifted up thyself in height, and he hath shot up his top among the thick boughs, and his heart is lifted up in his height. I have therefore delivered him into the hand of the mighty one of the heathen. He shall surely deal with him. I have driven him out for his wickedness, and strangers, the terrible of the nations, have cut him off, and have left him. Upon the mountains and in all the valleys his branches are fallen, and his boughs are broken by all the rivers of the land. And all the people of the earth are gone down from his shadow and have left him. So this is some of the allegory or the metaphors that we're seeing. Okay, this is just how this is being spoken. It's all context that's being spoken within the Bible. You get what I'm saying? So this is how we need to understand it. Trees don't talk. Serpents don't talk. You know what I'm saying? So what do we got going on here? These are nations of people. You get what I'm saying? And this particular people was great. So, which one should we do next? What's a good example of like a lot of? I mean, it's all throughout the time period when Christ gave his parables, but would be a good one to have right now. Okay, let me see. Oh, real quick, I said I was going to get that. Okay, so the dust of the ground and the breath of air, right? That's what he said we was going to talk about. Okay, so go to Baruch 4:1. If you got your apocrypha, go to Baruch 4:1. Jesus. So the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1, it says, this is the book of of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. You get what I'm saying? These things are instructions. These are laws. This is the breath of life. The breath of life that is speaking about in Genesis, when Adam was given the breath of life from the dust of the ground and he came to life, these were the laws and instructions that were given to him on how to live. That's it. It wasn't a molded clay built made of sand and spit, and a human was made out of that. You get what I'm saying? Adam was already alive, but he was dead, if that makes any sense. He was alive, but he was dead. Because until we all receive instructions and this law from the Lord, we're all the walking dead. So it's a lot of people that are walking but are still dead. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get into Revelations when it speaks about the second death. The second death is the people who are already walking around in death, being dead, being the walking dead, the ones who have not received instructions, have not received the law and does not practice or do it. Those are going to be the ones who have to receive the second death. The second death is the actual physical death of flames, smoke, and gnashing of teeth. I'll check it out in a second, says Salaki. Hey, Shalom of Christ over here. What's going on, my brother? So, you can walk around and you can be dead. When Adam, before Adam was given instructions, given the law, he was the walking dead. And the only way to be alive is through the Lord's instructions, through the Lord's the Lord's instructions, and through the Lord's there was a spider right there. Through the Lord's instructions and through the Lord's law. So, what else we got? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 7:24. Wisdom of Solomon 7:24. Yep. And it says, for wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goes and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. So let me see. Oh, 7:24. Oh, it's okay. So speaking about wisdom. Let me see. Let me see if I can keep going on this. That's Apocrypha. C25. No. I'd ask for that. It's like my phone tripping right now. Oh, it's like it. For she is the breath of the power of God. Okay, so I'm starting at 24 again. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of God and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. So these commandments are the breath of life from the Lord God. This is what it's speaking about when it says the breath of life. It's not that the Lord blew physically into Adam's nostrils. The Lord has never stepped on foot on this planet, on this earth, not once. Okay, so it's not, the Lord is not blowing into people's nostrils and they're all of a sudden becoming alive. That blowing into his nostrils is giving him wisdom, giving him the wisdom to be able to get right from wrong. Things we know, things that you know that it was given to you in the commandments, things to eat, things of what not to do with another brother's wife, things of what not to put yourself in the middle of. You get what I'm saying? Like, these are the instructions that the Lord given us. Now, because Adam and Eve broke those instructions, they were cast out the garden. They were now amongst the people who were the walking dead. Okay, so they went from life back down to, all right, now it's like You gotta experience death. Which experiences the death is the spiritual death. It's not so that we don't die. Everybody must die. It's not talking about living forever as far as you're gonna you get to be the same person all the way into the end of time. It's speaking about your families to come, your families to come. They will all live in decent structure because we have the commandments of the Lord. These commandments are the breath of life. And with these commandments, our people live. Get what I'm saying? Only got like 2 more precepts. Yep. But like 3 more precepts. Okay, Isaiah 52:1. Now we're gonna talk about the dust of the ground. And these are just giving you how our people speak. You know what I'm saying? Our people have been speaking like this since the time of since the biblical days. It's always been the same. It's never changed. Now, let a heathen get to it. They're going to think that snakes talk. Okay, so Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1, it says, "Awake, awake, put on thy strength. O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments. O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion." That's a heavy precept. But this is the dust. The dust is not literal as well. So when they're saying he formed them from the dust of the ground, this is not a literal statement either. Shaking yourselves from the dust means shaking yourselves from a low estate. The Lord is trying to get us into being the conquerors or the rulers of this earth. You get what I'm saying? He wants us to be in position of being the rulers of this earth. You know how heavy that is? You get what I'm saying? Like, our people couldn't even fathom it because we've been in poverty. We've been under oppression for so long. We can't see ourselves in rulership. We can't see ourselves on top of the necks of all other nations. We couldn't see that. And yet we can see, we find it so normal for a heathen nation, which is foreign to the Lord. Like, you know what I mean? Like, heathen nations ruling this planet. But for us, it's common because we've been under disobedience for so long. Get what I'm saying? So this is the thing. This is the dust. It's not a literal thing. The dust is us being in a low estate. We are in that same dust right now. We are also the walking dead. The Lord is slowly but surely putting the breath of life within his people. And this is where we end up where we at right now. Right here under managing Yohana, you get what I'm saying? Learning the true ways of this Bible, the true scriptures of this Bible. This is how we get here. Okay. But the dust is not the dust is also not literal. This is not a clay sculptured human. The dust is being in a low estate. And we are still in that dust right now. We are in a low estate. We are in the dust of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And we need to build ourselves up. Sister said, what she say? Let me see. You said Mark, right? Let me see what you said. You said Mark, which one was it again? Okay, Mark 8:24. Let me see. Mark 8:24, it says, and he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, concept. Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, that's the same thing. It's like it's speaking in allegory. That's a good one too. After that, he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up. And he said, and he was restored and saw every man clearly. Okay. Yeah, that's another one too. Hey, Shalom to Christ. What's going on? I don't. Oh, let's see. All right, where we at right now? We almost finito. Let's see. Let's go to. We already went to Ezekiel, right? Oh yeah, we went to the. All right, so now we are at Revelations. Revelations 12 and 7. And this is not an uncommon scripture that we've not heard before. You know what I'm saying? But and yet these things must be discussed because it's extremely hard to shake off a Christian spirit. You get what I'm saying? So we getting new brothers and sisters, you know what I mean, here and there, everywhere. And these things sound foreign when they hear it for the first time. Like we like a lot of us have heard this being in the school for a certain amount of time. We've heard this so many times, and we heard this breakdown so many times, but we got to understand in these parallel times right now, these Paris times, this is going to be the time of awakening for our people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought that we were crazy, and now they're seeing how crazy this planet could get. So now they're putting themselves in position like, okay, well, maybe I need to figure out what these brothers is talking about, because that made sense when I didn't get it at first. Now it's starting to make sense. You know what I'm saying? So now when you got this crazy world tumbling right now, you tend to shake off the concept of these, whatever these people are saying can't be true. Start to shake that off. So it's a lot of people that probably have never heard this breakdown before. So we're gonna get into it. So Revelations chapter 12 and 7. Revelation chapter 12 and 7, it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So now we get into shaking off that Christianity. This same serpent has now been created into being a dragon. Now, does that mean that there are dragons flying around right now? No. This is speaking in a metaphor. This same serpent now is a dragon. Now we went from Genesis all the way to Revelations. It was a serpent in Genesis, but now it's a dragon. How did we make that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna explain. During that time period, this just went from a devious lie to so in the time of Genesis, it was just a devious lie, right? The woman is God, things of that nature, things like that. Scorpios is freaky, all that stuff, type of stuff like that, right? It went from a lie to now this is a powerful system. Does that make any sense? That system is the dragon. Why? Is because it went from just being a serpent, something that was something that can just slide in the grass right past you. You get what I'm saying? To now this is a thing that now consumes you. It can hunt you. It can unalive you. You get what I'm saying? This is a system now. Now this went from a lie to a system. Now majority of the people on earth think that Christ was white. Now majority of people on earth believe that Jesus is God. Now majority of the people on earth think that what else? Some other things. I mean, it's so many different things that you could think of, but all these lies that our oppressor has given us. Jesus was born on December 25th. All these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, this went from a small lie to now it's a whole system. Now, regardless of how our people feel, they're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. They're going to celebrate Christmas, regardless of how they feel about how our nation is treating us, what they've done to us, the wickedness that our president continues to keep doing. They're going to continue to keep the system going. They want the dragon to keep feasting. And who gets consumed? Our people. Look at what ICE is doing to our people. Look at what drugs is doing to our people. This system is literally built for our demise. It's built for us to be unaligned. This system is hunting us like a dragon would hunt us. This system is hunting us and it's consuming us. You know what I mean? So now this went from a serpent to a dragon. So we know that this is not literal. We know that this is metaphorical. So this system is built what? Out of lies. Now it's built into consuming us. Okay? That's it. That's as easy as it goes. It shouldn't be no more fight back on, oh, yeah, well, snakes used to have feet and the Lord ripped the feet off and now they slither in the grass. No, this is all metaphorical speaking. Now, mind you, a lot of the Bible is literal. It's not like saying that everything is just metaphorical. You know what I'm saying? Because our people, we can be so twisted in the mind, we'll think that, oh, yeah, well, because this was said that this is metaphorical and everything like that. No, you got to understand that the Bible is running water. The things that the prophets said of the New Testament is also the things that the prophets said in the Old Testament. Nothing has changed. Nothing is switched up. All it takes is just understanding it takes understanding the content that is what is being written. And it shouldn't be hard for our people to be able to figure this thing out. You know what I mean? Like when I was in the world, I never wanted to read the Bible. I just felt like reading the Bible got me away from God because it was like, okay, now I'm confused. I don't want to be confused. I just want to go hear the pastor do it and let him study because obviously he gets it. You know what I'm saying? That's how much confusion is within being a religious person. You know what I'm saying? But when you understand that this Bible has absolutely nothing to do with religion and it talks against religion, this Bible is all about culture of a nation. It makes so much more sense. Now you understand what a snake is. Now you understand what a rat is. You understand what a sheep is. You get what I'm saying? Like you get what a cedar tree is. It's not hard to understand once you understand the concept. But once you start to put in the lies, once you start to add in the lies and add in the grooming that our oppressor has given us, then things start to be confusing and things start to not make sense. So you just got to make your own sense. And that's not what the Lord wants. The Lord wants you to have wisdom. He wants you to have structure. He wants you to have the laws. He wants you to have knowledge. In order to be able to get that, you gotta do away with that wickedness. You got to do away with that system, the system of oppression, because that's pretty much all it is. You have to do away with that system, and then we'll be just fine. Once we get our hearts and our minds out of this dragon, this system, we should be okay, because now we know who not to trust anymore. Now we know who's hunting our steps. Now we know who our enemy truly is. That it's not a spiritual battle. This is a person who's literally causing my people to suffer. This is a system that's causing my people to suffer. So everything starts to make a lot more sense. Everything starts to come together. The codes are starting to be unlocked. You know what I'm saying? Until you can get rid of that spirit on you. That's why Christians do away with the Old Testament, because they don't want to believe that the Lord is willing to flood the whole earth. You get what I'm saying? Like they want to believe he changed. They want to believe that it's not possible that if I do something wrong, that there's a chance that I might have to receive judgment. They don't want to believe that. They don't want to believe that there's consequences into the actions that you take. What they want to believe is that Christ cured it all. I can do what I want. I can eat what I want. I can say what I want. I can live the way I want to. All I got to do is just make sure that the church is paying their bills, and the Lord is going to make sure you got a spot for me for eternity in heaven. That is folklore. That's a lie. It's a lie. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has only chosen one people. He's never changed. The Lord has had only one design of structure, laws, and commandments, and he's never changed that. It's right there on the table, and nothing has changed from that time period of the laws being established in the old all the way into people having to follow them in the new. You didn't hear about people it's okay being a homosexual in the New Testament. You didn't hear that it was okay to sleep with another brother's wife in the New Testament. What did you have with the whole situation with the lady committing adultery when she was sleeping outside of her husband's home? She was about to be unalived, but Christ gave her a chance to change. And that's what we all need to do. We need to change, get rid of that nonsense, and stop all that BS of feeling like you can do whatever you want to do. That has been diseasing our people for generations now. Now it's time for us to be able to wake up and do something that is actually going to be productive for us and our people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just going to be productive for you and your household. It's going to be productive for the people outside of your household. It's going to be productive when people start to see that you are not celebrating holidays, you're not out there trick-or-treating, dressing your kids up. They're gonna think you're crazy at first until they start to see that, oh yeah, well my food stamps was cut. Oh I can't even pay this rent. Now you forced to be like us. That's what's happening to society today. They're forced to be like us. You know what I'm saying? They're forced to know who their true enemy is. Our people are starting to realize who the true enemy is. Why? Because we're being hunted on the streets, unalived, kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? Children being stripped away from their households. Like it's obvious now. The Lord has been showing you the obviousness of your wicked ways. Now it's time to change. All right. With that is my class for today. I got to hit this road. But the water for y'all tuning in, man. Appreciate y'all in the chat, keeping the algorithm up, man. Let's get this word out. Let's get these teachings out. Let's get these commandments out. You get what I'm saying? That's what we need to do right now. It's some crazy times right now. And you gotta be a crazy person to be able to follow the Lord right. You know what I mean? So let's be crazy then. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Brak a thumb to the brothers, Yahweh Shamal, a thumb by Shem Yahshua to the sisters. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'm gonna see y'all next week, Lord willing.